Hello? I know this story might be a bit dated, but it suddenly came to mind, so I decided to share it here. I had a special experience with my friend's stepmom. When I was in my sophomore year of high school, there was this guy in my class named Wat. We were part of the same group and got pretty close while preparing for the school festival. I was set to perform in 3 acts, and my friend was going to join me for 2 of them. An external teacher came to coach us, and we stayed after school to practice diligently. When the festival day arrived, a lot of people came to watch our performance. I had a friend I was seeing at the time, and many students from their school came as well. Wat's mom came to our club room and brought an incredible amount of snacks for us. There were other students' moms there too, but Wat's mom stood out as particularly beautiful to me. After the performance, I felt a bit empty and started to tear up in a corner. That's when Wat's mom came over and said, "You've poured so much passion into practicing, and now that it's over, you feel empty, right? It's natural to feel a bit hollow and sad as the tension fades. I used to be in drama club myself, so I understand how you feel. It'll pass with time, so wipe those tears. And you know, I graduated with a degree in photography. I took some great photos, so come over to our place sometime to see them." Wat's mom was truly a remarkable figure, combining the qualities of my mom and other moms. It turns out, Wat's parents divorced when he was young, and they remarried when he entered high school. Wat's mom's sophisticated and intelligent image, along with her ability to comfort a child's heart, was refreshingly new to me. She gently pulled me to sit down, unwrapped a sandwich and a drink for me to comfortably enjoy. That moment made me decide, from now on, I want to be with someone who makes me feel at ease. And a few days later, Wat invited me to his house to watch the festival videos. His house was really spacious and nice. We connected the video to the living room TV, and it was really well shot, incomparable to the ones my mom took. His stepmom even printed my photos separately and put them in a pretty envelope for me. When I saw Wat's room, there were so many albums and frames. His stepmom had edited and recreated photos from Wat's childhood, which made him smile from ear to ear. I thanked them and thought to myself that I should buy them a cake or something as a token of appreciation. But with the busy life of school, I never got around to expressing my gratitude to Wat's mom. I was admitted to a well-known engineering school and was thoroughly enjoying my campus life when one day, after class, I ran into Wat's mom on my way home. "Hello, Wat's mom," I greeted her, and fortunately, she recognized me. I offered, "Ma'am, let me buy you a cup of coffee. Would you like to join me?" With her ever-graceful and intellectual charm, Wat's mom and I went into a nearby coffee shop where she ended up paying for honey bread and drinks. "Ma'am, I earn a good amount from tutoring. I wanted to treat you. Why did you pay first?" I asked. She replied, "In my eyes, you're still a kid. Let's have a meal together next time." Wat is attending a college in another region, so his mom mentioned she didn't have much to do and was taking guitar and foreign language classes at a cultural center. She said she didn't have many friends in the neighborhood and usually drinks coffee alone. But meeting a handsome and tall young man like me in the coffee shop reminded her of her college days. We talked for about 2 hours that day and exchanged contact information. About a month later, after midterms, I ran into Wat's mom again while heading home after drinking with classmates. This time, we met in front of a supermarket, and her shopping basket seemed very heavy. She regretted not bringing her car, wondering how she would carry the heavy basket home. I swiftly picked up the basket and walked her home. She seemed slightly apologetic. It was her husband's birthday, and she was planning to cook various dishes. Seeing me, she asked, "Do you want to help me cook?" I admitted that I was only good at eating and had only cooked ramen before, but offered to help with errands. She was quick with her hands, making several warm dishes and asking me to taste them to check the seasoning. The food, freshly made, was delicious. However, we received a call from her husband, saying he would be late because he went to a funeral, and it would take him till dawn to return as the location was 2 hours away from home. Wat's mom looked disappointed. "Let's have dinner together. You already helped me so much with the heavy shopping basket," she said, taking out some side dishes from the fridge. Unintentionally, I ended up celebrating her husband's birthday with her, which felt odd. The food was really delicious. After a hearty meal and expressing my gratitude, I was about to leave when she said, "If you have time, stay and talk with me for a while." She seemed very lonely. She even expressed doubts about whether it was right for Wat's dad to go to the funeral. As she began crying, she admitted how difficult her life after remarriage had been. Her sobs were so intense that eventually they turned into loud wails. It reminded me of a time in high school, after a performance in the club room, when I felt so empty and cried, and she had comforted me. I sat down next to Wat's mom and tried to offer some comfort of my own, saying, "I don't know much, but I can't imagine anyone would neglect such a beautiful wife as you." She looked at me and said softly, "I've lived feeling unappreciated as a woman." She told me that Wat's dad would come home drunk 5 days a week due to his business, and on the days he didn't drink, he was too exhausted and just slept. I realized what she needed, and we spent time together. She cried out of happiness. I hugged her tightly, feeling sorry for her. By the time I checked, it was early morning. Since then, I occasionally met with Wat's mom. We went on dates outside when Wat was home, and at Wat's place when we were alone. One day, she told me she was getting a divorce and would soon move away to her hometown. That was the end of our relationship. I'm now a new lead, married for a year. 10 years after that incident, I saw her at a coffee shop during a company workshop in her hometown. I hesitated to speak to her, but she turned away first, likely cautious about sparking rumors in her hometown by talking to a younger man. Our meetings remained a sweet memory. I meet Wat about once a year, and he lives with his dad. His stepmom lives alone in her hometown, running a photo studio. There's no woman with a heart as warm as hers. Thank you for listening to the story of my special memories with a friend's stepmom during my youthful days.